From class 8, and these are my team members, and her name is Tamani, and her name is Rohit, and her name is Jitendra, and Jagadish, Sharmila. Now we are talking about Russia. We are representing Russia.
Good morning to all. My name is Gomati. I am from 8th class and this is my group. He is Satvik from 6th class and she is Lasya from 6th class and she is from 7th class Joshmi. He is from 8th class Lalit Aditya and he is G Jagadish from class 7th and he is 9th class Balaji and we are going to give presentation on Ukraine.
Now she was going to present about Russia.
Good evening everyone. I am Tavni from class 8. Now I am going to give presentation about Russia. In Soviet region is one of the largest country in the world which was formed in 1922 and it is dissolved in 1991. In that country there are 27 republics. In that two are more powerful countries named as Russia and Ukraine. After the dissolution of Soviet Union, most of the Russians are remained in the Ukraine. So Russia wanted the people in Ukraine were staying in places like Luhansk and Donetsk. After some years, in 2014, Russia and Ukraine made an agreement which named Minsk. In that, Ukraine clearly told us it won't do any activities which is harm to the production of Russia and also told that they will give the freedom to Luhansk and Donetsk places. It was past 8 years of the agreement but Ukraine didn't take any decision on the places. So,
So many of the unions are there in Soviet Union. So when they dismissed the Soviet Union, then the NATO accepted that we won't take any action, so we won't extend the NATO to these Ukraine countries and Russian countries. And then they are breaking the rule and they are coming towards the Ukraine and Russia. And it is our presentation.
My name is Kelar Tatya. I am studying at 8th class and today I want to give the presentation about the Ukraine. Ukraine is the country of USSR, which means Union Socialist Soviet Republic, and it is a republic country. And Ukraine, it was a great country and it was having the production of many things, and it is having the 8% of the production, and the Ukraine is already independent from the 1991 August 24 from the Russia, and the Ukraine was the part of the Russia in the before the 1991, and the Russia is not giving any chances to the Ukraine for the taxes and the legal taxes and etc. And they were not showing the currency of the Russian currency, and they were not giving the participation of the Ukraine state, and that's why the Ukraine wanted to separate from the Russia, and the Ukraine was started to separate from the 1922 to 1991. After that, the officially the Ukraine become declared that the Russia Ukraine was the independent country in 1991, and the Ukraine it was having in the ranked 15th rank in the world, and it was the production in the per year 2.5% of the production is doing by the Ukraine, and the Ukraine was the world's largest mobilization, which means mobiles production, and the Ukraine was having the industrializations about 500, and the Russia wanted to the Ukraine because the Ukraine was the industrialization part, and that's why the Russia is not living to the Ukraine, but the Ukraine wanted to participate in all the works, and that's why the Ukraine wanted to separate from the Russia, and the Ukraine become separated and independent, and they have started all of their industrializations and mobilization and all the products, and they become the trading and selling purpose of in their country, and they are the best trading and selling in the ranked 15th rank, and the Ukraine or in the war, the Ukraine lost some airplanes, and it is very valuable and precious, and that was Antonov A225, and it was the very precious airplane in the Ukraine, and it was about to 3,000 crores, and that the Russia had been missions used and it was destroyed by the Russia, and the Russia is not doing anything for the Ukraine, but they were taking about all the items and they are using the industrialization for their trading purpose, and this is all about the Ukraine. Thank you.
You are telling that industry so much economic power coming from Ukraine. No, Ukraine is not giving any economic power. Russia is giving to you. CNG is coming to you for free, and we are providing the crude oil. It is second largest crude oil. We are providing edible oil. We are giving. Then how can you tell that Russia is not giving anything?
Because we are using your CNG, but it is not, your discount is 30%, not 70%.
No, you are not paying 70%. You are not giving taxes at all. You are trading money. You are keeping, and you are not giving taxes to European countries, not to us. We are giving as free though.
That we are already independent for you now. Why we want to give the taxes for you?
No, then how can you tell that we are giving gas free? Then how can you say that you
We
are
also having
paying
the
70%?
and we also having the sunflower crude oil,
Then we are giving edible oil.
and that is CNG
We
not.
are also giving wheat also. How can you say that no, we are paying?
And we are not using because 2014 too. We are not using.
Then
We
you
are
are not
using.
using. In your presentation, you have said that we are giving, we are providing. Then how can you say that if you are not using?
And we are using our country's sunflower oil, not your country's.
Then how can you take that our CNG and pipeline is going through your Ukraine? No, that you are sharing the trading purpose money. No, you are developing.
And how can you take? How can you occupy our Crimea and Peninsula?
No, we didn't talk about it. They said that they wanted to become as Russian parts. They voted 95%. They didn't say that we didn't talk about the Crimea and Peninsula.
But that was administrated by the Ukraine. We want to give that certificate to go in the Crimea Peninsula for your country, not our country.
No, you accepted that when the Yanukovych is there, he accepted when the Yanukovych is there, both the Russian and the Ukraine countries are very equally rights. They are having, they survived, they protected, they economically they were rich. Then how the problem is came now?
But we thinking that we are not. It is a rumor that NATO is we are applying, but it's not. It is a rumor that you are came to the war on the Ukraine. That's why we are applied to the NATO for our armed force because we did not having any armed force. That's why we are asked to NATO.
Army, pro-Russian said it. Then when the Zelensky came here, no, he was not providing any sufficient products or any sufficient things to pro-Russian. They asked the Russian country to provide security and provide the soldiers. So the soldiers came. You are telling that it is a rumor. Then it is a rumor. Why you went again to meet NATO and why you want to mix with NATO?
Because we want to save. You are coming to the war. We did not having any armed force. You first came to the war.
First we said that let us talk, let us develop. We both countries will make.
We already said to you that the war is not being. We are talked also in the phone.
We had also talked.
And that our Ukraine products are not giving to you and you are not supporting for us because you are not transporting CNG and this is stopped. And because the
You are telling that Ukraine is not providing anything. No, see, Russia is not providing anything to Ukraine. Then we are providing so many things that when the Yanukovych has came, he has developed very thing here. The rules and regulations were very clear to Ukraine and Russia. Then how the problem came now?
because you are not developed any on our country, and that's why we want to go to the NATO and we want to develop our country because it is not developed because you are making our ass loss.
You are telling that Ukraine is not developed. Okay, Yanukovych is not developed. When the Zelensky came, what he developed your country? When you will go to NATO, what is the proof that what is the certificate they given that they will develop in the country that what you will do?
Then you are telling that if we are go to there, what they will give to us, you are asking proof. Then up to so many years we are with you now, what we get development.
That is what you are saying. Nothing problem came when till today you are just being okay. War is going on till today you are with us. No, anything is going very neatly and plainly. No problem. Nothing came when the Zelensky came. It has become very problem. No. And the NATO, you are telling that NATO, we will go to NATO, we will go to NATO. If you go to NATO, if you will develop, what you will develop over there? They will not give anything. You will develop as NATO country. You don't develop as a Ukraine country, no?
Yes, we know that we won't develop anything. You are asking that proof. Then we are there up to 20 years with you. What you developed in our country?
We are telling that if we didn't develop, then how can you progress your country? How you progress your country? How you had regulated your country?
Because we did not progress, that's why we want to go and develop our country with the NATO countries.
NATO is not going to. That is what we are saying. We will give the taxes. We are not giving any taxes. We are not paying you any taxes. That is what we are saying. We will give all the forces you want, which want. That is what you are saying. You are going to NATO. What the NATO will give. And you had promised that on 1991 when it has dismissed, you had promised that we won't join to NATO, no? Then how could you break that promise? How could you break that, agreement? How can you break that agreement and how will you go to NATO?
That the agreement between presidents, not in citizens.
Presidents came from citizens.
One fellow came and writing in one paper with pen means you will believe that.
How you can believe? Then how you can? You have taken that as agreement. How you can take?
It is between president, not in citizens. It is between
Constitution.
Now you want citizens.
Constitution is only for people. Constitution is for people. People has elected that. Then people has elected and constitution for people. Then how you have to oppose over them? Then now how couldn't you tell that?
In your country, your president is not, only your president is taking opinion, not that citizens not at all telling any opinion.
Our country, our people, our president making us as, they are taking our opinions and they are making, then your country president is there. Now why he was not taking Zelensky, why he was not taking any opinions of yours?
That's why he was declared that up to 1942 he will give agreement. But citizen opinion is not. But citizen said that we don't want. Now you want citizen opinion. Without citizen opinion, how can you give? How can you come for war? It is citizen opinion.
It is only for weapon. That agreement is only for weapon, not to rule your country, not to rule our
When
country.
we asking about weapons,
You had given agreement on that. When we given CNG, you had given agreement that
we are not telling that to
You
take
are
out your
saying
missiles from our country. We are telling that why you are coming and occupying our
Who
country.
said your country? Then you, in 1991, you had agreed that we won't join with NATO. If you join with NATO, then the borders is Ukraine is in the borders of Russia. Then you will go to with NATO. Then NATO will collapse us. No, you had given agreement. How
You
can
are
you
getting
break that
fear on your
agreement?
country that your country will collapse. But
you are getting fear on your
what
country.
we
You
are
are
getting
getting
fear.
fear on
Our
your
wish
country.
we like to give. What happened to you?
How can you give? You had agreement.
Okay, very good. Then another 2 members start another year. Very good.
What has Ukraine given to Russia? What has Russia given to Ukraine?
Okay, I agree with that.
What? What you will agree with that?
Okay, we given. But what about your agreement? Why you break our agreement in 2014?
Which agreement?
Means agreement. You told that you didn't do any works against the Russia. It will harmful Russia.
You are not able to go to country. So that's why we joined
What
NATO.
about that agreement?
What agreement? One fellow given that agreement.
Oh, you are telling one fellow. Then why you are elected that fellow? Huh?
He is a pure Russian.
Then who said to elect that pro-Russian?
He is not a.
Not a. Who elected?
What you are talking about, Zelensky was not a good president.
Then how can you say that Zelensky? How can you say that Yanukovych is not a good president?
And your Vladimir Putin was telling that you are with us, we will not kill. We are going to outside means you will kill us.
Who
What is
said
the
that we are
answer?
going to? Up to 20 years you had stayed. Up to 20 years, nothing their problem. Any
20 or
problem is
35 years you have stayed in our
Then
country.
nothing problem is that now how the problem came. When the Zelensky came, it's the problem raised over here.
Not in the 2014 only that.
No.
There give another member. Next another. Those who not use. Continue.
What did you do for Ukraine?
No, don't have questions.
they are able to tell that you are not having
You don't have any questions to ask?
First answer this question. Why you are not letting us to join in NATO?
let your friend talk about this.
Answer to our question.
Ask the question first.
Already we asked. Who has
Repeat.
Already we said how many times?
Repeat that question again.
why are you not letting us to join in NATO?
You did the agreement for how to break it.
Any other not and remember having a start? Continue. Another?
What the agreement? Please tell me about the agreement.
It is a means agreement that you had said that in 1991 when the Soviet Union has collapsed, you had said that we won't join with NATO and NATO also accepted it. We won't join with Ukraine. We won't expand our European countries. Then how they are exposing?
And that time who is the president of your country?
NATO is having the many things to get them. They are having very development because World War II. When the World War II when they became American and USA countries and Russia is having Cold War. Then they are having revenge to us on us Russia.
And that time who is the president of your country?
Why you want about president? I was asking question. You don't even use these questions, no?
Who was selected?
Yes, we have elected. We don't have any opinions on our president. Any oppose on our president. You are having oppose on your presidents. You can't oppose to your presidents. Then how could we do that?
And we cannot. We are independent from your country. How can you ask that? Your country will be scared. You are scared very. I think your country will be collapsed. You are thinking that only.
No. Our country will collapse. Our country having so much of soldiers. We are having so much of nuclear weapons. If we will throw nuclear weapons, then you will be collapsed right there.
And we also having the NATO. We will develop and we will also grow that.
That is, you are mingling with NATO. We said many times to not to mingle with NATO. We will develop our countries both very rich and very economically very rich.
And why you are not wanting to become our NATO, our country? You want to tell what? Our choices.
That is how can you a choice? You have agreed. You are not having sense that agreement you are having there. That agreement you had said that you won't join with NATO. How could you break that agreement? You are educated. You are literature. Then how could you break that agreement? I can't understand.
We are not in your country. How like we will that agreement?
I was not telling that you are in our country. You are the borders of our country. You are agreed that we won't join with NATO.
And that time we are not there. It is not coming from the citizens and all the others. And the Ukraine was
President had signed this that Minsk. That is called Minsk agreement. Don't you know about it? Don't talk about it.
It is the world's biggest plane. It was 3,000 crores you are blasting that to destroy that.
Do you know how many soldiers of our Russians had died? How many are wanted? More than 4,000 people had died. How can you say that?
And you can say that 5,000, 15,000 are we are not having armed force and we are studying to ready to fight.
Oh, you are ready to fight? Then fight with us. How can you join with NATO? Then you are telling that we are having forces, you are having soldiers, then fight?
You are feeling jealous about that we are.
Oh, asking similar question. Jealous. Where the jealous came?
Who the hell are you to ask us to don't join with
Who the
them?
hell are you to ask us to don't do work?
It is our wish. We will go and we will join with them. We will take soldiers from them. We will take soldiers from them. What is the hell you are doing? You will know.
How can you
What the hell you are talking? You are understanding. How many dictators? You didn't mention. You are not saying you are seeing every soldier. You are seeing every soldier. Not saying in our country. How many serious colors in our country you know? How many countries?
So many people have wanted because of you.
Then what is about our citizens? How many them they died, you know?
How many of them they died, you know? How many of our country they died, you know?
First who came forward?
No one came. First we had talked very much.
When you